It feels like a whole new dawn, doesn't it? One Pedro Neto and everything's coming up roses.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Yana, and I really do hope you're doing well, mate. Welcome back. It's a bit close, isn't it? Get back there. It's welcome back to Chelsea news. Of course, lots to talk about. Chelsea signing 1,000 players, thousands of children, and the odd good player in between. Today, Gianluca Di Marzio reporting on Juventus, looking at Raheem the Dream Sterling. Now, Pedro Neto is coming to Chelsea. Now, many of us have always thought, not always, but many of us are in the current position thinking, should we be able to sell Sterling, then that would be great. But the landing spaces for him, the landing spots, destinations, few and far between. Of course, he is by far our highest earner now. Even with Lukaku back, Lukaku took a wage reduction, so Sterling's the one. Now, I'll go into this in a bit. I got no issue with the guy. I think he's actually a great professional. And actually, guys, I took to Instagram at Football Yannick, asking you guys what you thought about the X Value platform I use, and whether I should buy this professional subscription thing. Over 80% of you said you like it, so I've purchased it, and we're gonna look at Sterling today. And obviously he's our player, and we know about him, but he's still highly regarded in the game of football, Raheem, and we're gonna find out why in this video. We'll talk about the article from Di Marzio. Obviously, Sterling would have to take a wage reduction, surely, or Chelsea subsidise it or something, maybe. And we'll do a little bit on Osimhen as well, because Fabrizio Romano's spoken about that as well. So, thank you for hanging out with me, as always. It's going to be a great video, I hope. Mate. Sounded really aggressive. Mate. So, thanks for joining me. Thank you for supporting the content. You can do so by simply liking and subscribing. And should you choose to subscribe, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Yeah. Alright, mate, so let's quickly do a bit of Osimhen, because the negotiations continue between Chelsea and Napoli, largely for Romelu Lukaku. Romano tweets this: Chelsea could be still active on offensive players in the market, even after Neto and Osimhen. Osimhen plans to leave but has no intention of lowering his salary or accept a straight loan. I feel like he just wants to get moved and have that security. Chelsea still keen only in a case deal conditions / Osimhen stance change, as Napoli insist for Lukaku. Do you remember that? Was it that clip of Pep Guardiola? Me and my mate were laughing about it the other day, when he's on the training pitch of Man City and he's about to play Chelsea, and he's just going ba 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 Lukaku. Was it Mourinho? I'm pretty sure it was Guardiola. He goes pa 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 Lukaku. And I was just like, elite tactics, man. Pa 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 Lukaku. That's how Chelsea play. Everyone knows it. Or didn't play in the end. Right, Osimhen, not too much to speak about here. Yeah, shirt seller. We got, look, with Samu, with Nico, with Mark, we got centre forwards, bro. With Nkunku, we got centre forwards. We're going to be all right. I said this before, not going to spend lots of time on it, but it puts us in a stronger position because we're not on our knees here, bro. Do you know what I mean? So we're like, yeah, whatever. If he's got nowhere to go, Osimhen. Oh yeah, you want Lukaku? Maybe we can do something. Maybe. Oh, your striker, he's got nowhere to go, has he? Well, we would technically take him. And bearing in mind as well, Chelsea, he'd like to come to Chelsea, in theory. Obviously, bro wants to get paid, which is fair enough. but I wonder, I do, if we'd end up in a position where we just absolutely take Napoli for a ride, which would be great fun, wouldn't it? Where they have to subsidise some of his wages. I don't know if that would happen, but bro's not training with Napoli. He's not in Conte's plans. Who is in Conte's plans? Big Romelu, and we've got him. We're just in a very strong negotiating position, especially now we've got loads of strikers. So yeah, man, just interesting. We'll keep an eye on that, of course, and I will keep you updated here on the channel. All right, so this is the big news, guys, coming out from Gianluca Di Marzio, and this was, when was this? This is 9 hours ago at time of recording. It's early on the Saturday morning. Damn, I got up early. This is information coming out from DiMarzio. He says this, and I'm reading a translated page here, so forgive me if it's a bit weird. Juventus winger information requested for Raheem Sterling. Already relatively broken English. Sterling would become an incoming opportunity because Chelsea are buying another player in his role, the Portuguese Pedro Neto from Wolverhampton. A situation that could lead to the former Manchester City player leaving Stamford Bridge for a move elsewhere. Of course, if Juve were to decide to focus on Sterling, it would be easy. There'd certainly be a lot of competition, not only in the Premier League. In Italy, however, the Bianconeri are already getting information to understand the conditions and feasibilities of a possible operation. Pump the brakes, pause. Why would there be loads of competition for Sterling? I'm going to show you stats in a minute, and yeah, might be shocked. He's on like 325k a week, and he's 29 years old. Who's going to how many years has he been with us? 2 years? So he's got 3 to go, right? Yeah, come on, who's paying this money? Last season, Sterling played 31 Premier League games, scoring a total of 8 goals and providing 8 assists. 8 goals and 8 assists in 31 games. That's more than a goal involvement, significantly more than a goal involvement every other game in a mental Chelsea side. Interesting. For Juve, however, the paths lead to Francisco Conceição and Jadon Sancho remain open. I mean, Jadon Sancho's on even more money than friggin' Raheem Sterling. He is younger, though. As anticipated. But, if you want... I don't know, Thiago Motta's the manager of Juve. What's he going to want out of a winger? I mean, with Raheem, you know exactly what you're getting. As anticipated in recent weeks, the idea of the Bianconeri is to buy a player on loan. To buy a player on loan? I mean, that's obviously a break in translation there. How do we feel about this? Look, I like Sterling. I feel like he was a mistake. Not by his parents, by coming to Chelsea. And I have no issue with him. I think he's a professional. I think he came to Chelsea as a really good player. But remember, he was Thomas Tuchel's priority target. Tuchel said to the new Chelsea owners, hi, I'm Tuchel, I won the Champions League. And they were like, hey, what's up, Thomas? We really like your work. We want to keep you. That was the big plan at first, right? Before everything went wrong between them. And he was like, yeah, my priority target is Raheem Sterling. We've caught a whiff that he's attainable, that you can buy him from City. I want him. And Tuchel just said that, planted his flag in the in the desire to get Raheem Sterling. And he got him, for not too bad money, £47.5 million or something, considering he was 27 years old and he had 12 months left on his deal, but that represented a good business for Raheem Sterling. I know he wasn't always playing for City and he had frustrating moments, but to have frustrating moments, you have to be involved. And we'll look at that in a moment on the stats. So look, he came to Chelsea. He probably thought a couple of things. I want to go back to London. I've been a ruddy Liverpool and Manchester my whole adult professional career. Obviously started at QPR and he's a London boy. I want to go back to London, be with my family around there. Great. Chelsea's a big club. Chelsea won the Champions League 12 months ago, whenever it was at the time. I'll come to Chelsea, right? And I could be the guy. Obviously, we hadn't had Eden Hazard for a couple of years. That sort of left-hand side was open to him doing his thing. Pulisic never really filled the void. Sterling scored a lot of Premier League goals, over 100. He was tasked to score goals. He probably thought, you know what, release me from the shackles of this Guardiola rigid system. Let me go to Chelsea and let me just be a bit of a free roll. I'll work hard for Tuchel, but I'll play on that inside left 10 and I'll score loads of goals. Never happened. Turns out Raheem Sterling isn't the guy. He can't play hero ball. He is a system player. That's why I always said, look, man, that when, Maresca comes in, I think it'll be good for Sterling. And I think Sterling is a good player. Before we come back to Juventus, let's have a look at his stats on X value. All right. Okay, yet again, Jan. Didn't have it ready. What a silly sausage I am. Here he is. Raz Sterling, Raheem the Dream, as he is profiled as a 1-to-1 explorer, 100%. He's not a hybrid at all. His key metrics by cluster are open play crosses. He does get a lot of crosses in. Cutbacks, he's a Guardiola player. Dribbles, very good dribbler, actually. He is. 1-2's opened. Maybe not closed or completed, but opened. As you can see here, he is a 29-year-old, doesn't turn 30 until December. Apparently he's bow-footed. I mean, he plays on both sides. How, two-footed he is, I'm not entirely sure. What's really telling here on X value is his performance spider chart. It's actually really strong in everything you want from a winger. So maybe not aerials, maybe not recoveries. You probably want a little bit more hard work, to be honest, from a winger for recoveries. But passing very strong, assisting very strong, shooting very strong, and dribbling like insanely strong. As you can see here, his heat map, he's played predominantly on the left. I'm just quickly going to check. I want to check his strongest season, which is 1920. You look at his spider chart there. They're like literally brimmed out everything you want in a winger. And again, more on the left. Yeah, really, really strong. I'm just trying to find if he's like, what about the season before? Did he play more on the right? There you go, on both sides. So the 22-23 season, he played more on both sides. So let's go back to this season. Let's go to advanced stats. As you can see here, one-to-one explorer again. There's his strengths, expected threat carries is very strong, dribbling, non-penalty XG, expected assists as well. Very, very strong stuff here. So per 90, he's still in this last season, guys. So this last season where he wasn't awful, but he wasn't amazing. He's still in the 89th percentile for expected goals, and actually the 90th for non-penalty. So I mean, even that's the same, but yeah, it's both 0.4. So the 90th percentile for non-penalty XG. That's strong, bro. And the 93rd, guys, for assists. Now, this is expected metric, so this is what he should be doing. And many of you will be shouting at the screen, yeah, but he hasn't done that. He hasn't met up to the expected, which is fair enough. But you still have to be involved. And that's the thing with Raz. He's always there. He's always in the right place. And he's always doing the right thing in the build-up play. And his expected offensive value added, which is a sort of sophisticated model of how much he adds to the attack, is very strong. Now, obviously, this is not his prime, and this is kind of irrelevant to a degree, but his strongest season here was the 1920 season, where people were asking Pep Guardiola, could he get to Lionel Messi levels? I remember that. I think it was a BT Sport at the time interview. He was just an absolute beast. And this was in a system, and this is why I thought Enzo Maresca, if we can learn the system... I mean, look at his expected goals. He's in the top 1% for XG and in the top 5% for, he was like an absolute beast. It's four years ago, so it would have been mid-20s and just in his prime. But there's a player in there, and he's not in his 30s yet, So that's the thing. I just don't want to believe that Raheem Sterling is done out here. And I can kind of understand why clubs like Juventus are looking past the chaos at Chelsea and thinking, yeah, there's a really useful, physically capable and available in terms of no injuries winger here. I just thought this would be fun as well. Let's read his the AI here. Raheem Sterling is a professional soccer player known for his speed, dribbling skills, and goal-scoring ability. He primarily plays as a winger or a forward. Sterling has played for top clubs like Liverpool, City, and England. What? Hold on. You're missing one there. Liverpool and Man City in the English Premier League. How about, maybe... Come on. 2 Champions Leagues, 5 Premier Leagues. How many Premier Leagues have Liverpool? You talk about Premier League clubs. Liverpool only have one of those. We've got 5 of them. Stupid AI. His role on the field involves creating and scoring opportunities, either by delivering assists to teammates or by scoring goals themselves. He's agile, quick decision-making, often bad decision-making, and makes him a constant threat to opposing defences. He often uses his pace to exploit space in between defenders. The thing is, he can do all of this, right? It's just sometimes he frustrates. In terms of his metrics, his performance can be evaluated by various statistics, such as goals, assists, dribbles completed, and key passes. For example, here's that year again. For the 1920 Premier League season, he scored 20 goals and provided 4 assists. Yeah, he was insane that season. Overall, Sterling is a dynamic and influential player whose skills and versatility is a valuable asset for any team. Yeah, and I stand by that. He is a valuable asset. And... but the truth is, if we can sell him, I'd sell him. And not because I don't think he can't be useful. I do think he can be useful. Genuinely think he can be useful. I just think that he's not a banker. He's not going to definitely... we've got a guy on the other side in Cole Palmer who's next level different gravy, who's also 7 odd years younger than him. And also on a fourth of his wages. I know Cole will get more money soon. So... And the thing is, it's not like, I know Sterling's meant to be a bit of a leader and a big brother in the dressing room, and that does have value. I don't want to, you know, not recognise that, because that's a thing, and they all love him. And I do think he's a leader, and he's a professional, and he trains well, and he always keeps really fit and athletic, and that's great. But like, is that 325k a week great? Almost certainly not. Even if Raheem was on like 190k a week, like, you know, the Nkunku money, you'd be like, you know, he's on like much more than Cole. But I'd sort of stomach it a bit more. Do you know what I mean? The fact how he's like a legacy and Abramovich, I know the new owners gave him his contract and money, but he is a little bit of a legacy player. Like Roman signed Lukaku, and he was a top earner. Do you know what I mean? This is like from a past regime. You just sign a big name, hope they work, and pay them silly amounts of money. We don't do that anymore. Sterling is a sort of dying part of that time, really, isn't he? So he'd be the last player. See what happens with Osimhen, of course. But even Osimhen, we're not going to give Osimhen Raheem Sterling money, which seems crazy when you say it out loud, right? Still, I wanted to make this video. I wanted to show you guys the stats because he is a player. He does deserve respect. He is trying. He's not trying to. And that sounds a little bit wet of me, but he's not a knobhead. Do you know what I mean? He's a good guy. He's a professional. He's won so much. He scored so many goals, and he's not in his 30s yet. So if he stays, I'm cool with it. But if Juventus find a way to buy him, if they give us like, if we don't have to subsidise any of his wages, if he A, takes a wage cut, and B, Juve just pay him as much money as they can, so he agrees a contract. I don't know what his book value would be. You'd have to say it'd be at least like £25 million, or between, just say £25 million on his book value. So if we sell him for like, 30 million euros, then you're getting a great player for 30 million euros. You are. Like Sterling's, you know, he is good. He deserves respect, but he's frustrating. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Please do leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I wanted to make this video. I'm really enjoying using X Value. I'll use it throughout the season, whether it's to look at our own players to see how they're performing, which I think is wicked, or, you know, when we get linked to players, even outside the transfer window or in the transfer window. You know, obviously we'll have January, and then we'll have the next summer, and there will be links. Or will it be, you know, might be bringing players back from loan. We can evaluate how they're doing statistically there as well, which is great because X Value is quite a lot of leagues now. So yeah, thank you for liking and subscribing, and I do hope to see you back here very soon. Peace.